Hello friends, and welcome to my channel Kanchan's Gate Mechanical Lectures. Today we will start with our curriculum for GATE. The first subject that we are going to deal with is strength of materials. Strength of material is one of the most important and basic subjects of mechanical engineering. Strength of material focuses on the stress and deformation caused in a material when it is subjected to an external force. Strength of material is the foundational subject of designing of machine elements. Now, why is this subject so important? Significance of strength of material. We have all heard about the failure of Titanic. It was an eye-opening incident in the world of strength of material. When the Titanic sunk, it claimed the lives of 1,500 people on board. Later investigations discovered that the rivets that were used for making the body of the ship were made up of low-quality iron. So when the ship had an impact with an iceberg, the rivets fell apart. So now designing of rivets is actually done with the help of strength of material that we will study later. So if the engineers of that time concentrated on the designing of rivets, then this historical accident might have been prevented. Now let's get into some basics of strength of material. So these are the topics. These are the some initial topics that we're going to study for GATE. So the first one is, what is load? We all know that load is an external force to which a material is subjected. Now when a material is subjected to a load, it experiences something called deformation. That is, a load causes deformation in a material. And when it causes deformation, some things happen inside the material. Let's see what are they. Let us assume a cylindrical, homogeneous, prismatic bar which is fixed at one end and free at the other end. Now this bar is subjected to a tensile load P. The area of cross section of this bar is A, and the length of this bar, original length of this bar, is L. This tensile load P will cause an infinitesimal small deformation delta L. Now when this delta L deformation is caused, this cylindrical component will have the tendency to prevent this deformation. In order to prevent this deformation, what will happen? It will develop a large number of internal restoration force. So if I say take a cross section of this cylindrical bar, I will see something like this. So this was my external load P. So these are the many tiny internal restoration force which are developed in the body, the resultant of which is P. So here you can see that the resultant of this numerous tiny internal restoration force is actually the same in magnitude as that of the external force, but opposite in sign. Now this resultant internal restoration force P divided by the area of cross section A is actually what we call as stress. So stress is defined as the resultant internal restoration force. In many books it is given as the intensity of the internal restoration force per unit area is called stress. So what will be the SI unit of stress? You see here in the numerator we have force, that means it's Newton in the numerator, divided by, here we have area, the SI unit of which is meter square. So the SI unit of stress is meter square. In many cases, in many imperial units, it's written as PSI, which is pound per square inch. So here you can see that we have dealt with a tensile load, and hence the stress that is getting generated over here is actually called a tensile stress. We will discuss more about different types of load and different types of stresses in my next video. So this was all about stress, the basic definition of stress. Now let's see what is strain. So if I write it in the same page, strain is actually defined as the change in dimension. Strain is actually defined as the change in dimension divided by the original dimension of the body. So here in this case, the strain that will be generated is delta L, which is the change in dimension divided by original dimension L. Now one thing to note over here, that the SI unit of strain is actually nothing. It's null or void, because you can see that strain is the ratio of two similar quantities. So it will be dimensionless. Now since the load over here is a tensile load, and the stress developed over here is a tensile stress, so the strain developed over here is also called as tensile strain. Now again, we will come to different type of strains, different type of stress in my next video. So here in this video we have learned about the definition of load, we have learned the basic definition of stress, its SI unit, and we have learned about strain. In my next video we will learn about different types of load, different types of stress, different types of strain, and also the relationship between stress and strain using our engineering stress strain graph. So see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Goodbye.